Hey guys, Midwest Prepper here. This is a video response to Matt from Never Enough Ammo. Matt, great video. I agree with everything you said, and thanks for the sub, by the way. Here's my thoughts on the subject, and my thoughts may offend some people, flat out in rage or hurt some people's feelings, but it is what it is. I think that people today have gotten way too lazy and complacent to take care of themselves. People don't want to face everyday realities. People have gotten way too comfortable with the commodities and convenience of everyday life. And, you know, the sad and harsh reality is it doesn't take much to disrupt our everyday way of life. You know, you take these winter storms that we had just here recently. I mean, some people went, you know, over a week without power, and, you know, that's deadly in some of the freezing temperatures. Impassable roads, you name it. Well, you know, most people probably found whenever that they announced that these storms were happening that everyday staple items just flew off the shelves. I mean, there was close to nothing left in the store. Me and a buddy of mine went up to the local Walmart and we're just kind of poking around, you know, watching the chaos happen. And there wasn't a propane cylinder, a can of Sterno, there wasn't a Coleman cook stove anywhere around. They had pallets of charcoal that they had pulled out of the warehouse that had just been completely decimated. People tortured it. And I mean, I guess that just kind of really goes to show that people didn't have all this type of stuff sitting in their house or in their garage when they should have. Because for just as many people that went in there and had to get that stuff, I can't imagine the number of people that went in there to get that stuff and were not able to because there was none left. And that kind of goes with what I'm saying next, is why I prepare is because I'm a father. I'm a husband. I have a responsibility to make sure that my wife and my kids are taken care of on a daily basis and that they have the things that they need to survive. You know, past having a good quality of life, they have the things that are necessary to our survival on a day-to-day basis. And, you know, back to the winter storm thing, if I didn't have the stuff that I have here in the house, if I didn't have an alternate plan for, you know, a heat or food or water in the middle of that storm, we would have been, you know, pretty much foobarred for 3 or 4 days, and my kids and my family would have had to go without. And I couldn't handle that. That wouldn't say much about the greatness of me being a father or a husband. I don't want to have to depend on somebody else to protect my wife or to protect my kids against, you know, home invasion or, you know, any type of threat. I want to be the guy that has the ability to do all that stuff. And I think some people have just gotten way too reliant on the fact that somebody else will take care of their problems, that somebody else will have the answer for them. And, you know, I really don't understand it. How can somebody be so careless and lazy to leave the well-being of their family in the hands of somebody else, in the hands of a total stranger? I was a police officer for years, and all I can say about it, and I'm not knocking police officers at all, you guys, you know, have a hard job and you don't get much in compensation for it, but, you know, you guys know how it works just as well as I do. When seconds count, we're usually minutes away. And, you know, that's just not a healthy scenario for the person that's in trouble. I mean, you take some of these active shooter situations. I think some people are under some type of fantasy that, you know, at every police department there sits a SWAT team dressed in full gear, ready to jump on a bus or a truck and storm off to whatever the emergency may be and charge into the situation unknown. And in reality, if people knew how much time it took to assemble one of those teams, a lot of the guys that are on those teams are typically off duty. They have to be called in, they have to gear up, they have to be briefed on the situation, and then they get there, and then they have to take care of it and dismantle it piece by piece. And I mean, if if any of you can even think, to give you a good example, just grab a stopwatch or your phone and time out 2 minutes and think about how long it takes you to pick up the phone and dial 911, and then think of how long it would take for, a police car to respond to your house, even if they were expediting or running code. I guarantee that for the most part, it's going to take more than 1.5 to 2.5 minutes to even get the call out and get a car en route to your house while you're still on the phone with an operator. I mean, that's not a chance I'm willing to take, not with my family. And if you're willing to take that chance with your family, I don't think it says much about you as a person. And I mean, it can be looked at in the same ways of, what you're preparing for. If you don't have a stitch of anything and you refuse to because you think it's all, a bunch of shit, I mean, all you're really going to do is make yourself do without, make your family do without, and I don't have any respect for you. Now, I think where people get the bad press on people that prep is from a lot of these people that kind of have the mentality that they're looking forward to some type of disaster, or they have this idea that their disaster is going to be some type of urban combat situation, and this is going to be their chance to shine. And I just think that's crazy. I mean, I'm not going to say that there's not going to be fighting or gunfighting going on. Yeah, it could happen, but that's less of a reality where I'm, for the type of situations that I'm looking at. That's really all I got to say about it. Is I prepare because I want to be the best parent I can be. I want to be the best father I can be, and I don't want my family to do without. What you do with your family is not up to me. And if you're all by yourself and you don't have a family and you don't choose to do any of this, that's fine. It's your life. You choose to do what you want with it. I don't care. But if you show up on my doorstep, don't expect my family to do without so I can give you some type of random act of kindness. It's not going to happen. So that's about all I got on the subject. I hope it answers any questions that you may have. But like I said, these are just my thoughts. These are just my opinions. I'm not trying to point the finger, and I'm not saying that it's fact that these people may be bad parents or bad husbands because they don't do it, but I'm just saying that that's my opinion on the matter. And hey, if you don't like it, leave me a nasty comment, I don't care. All right, well, that's enough for me. We'll talk to you guys later.